I was walking through the silence, no name on my face, just a shadow in the background, lost in the race. But you looked at me different, like I had a place, like the world was mine to take, not just something to chase. And it's funny how a moment, a word, a touch can take a heart that's empty and fill it up. You saw light where I saw none. Now look what I've become. 'Cause everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody. One spark can start the fire, one voice can lift you high. You gave me something to believe, now I wear my name like royalty. Yeah, everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody. Now I'm standing in the open, I found my sound. No more hiding in the silence, I'm breaking out. And I see the one still waiting to be found. So I'll pass it on, I won't let them down. 'Cause I remember being in that place, waiting for someone to say my name. Now I'll be the hand they hold, the story yet untold. 'Cause everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody.
Bantilla, thank you for the 5 gifted.
One voice can lift you high. You gave me something to believe, now I wear my name like royalty. Yeah, everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody. It only takes a look, a chance to break the wall, to change the dance. We're all just hearts in need of grace, trying to find our place. Everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody. Let love be a legacy.
Nom nom, thank you for the 5.
You saw me. Yeah, everybody's a nobody.
Pirate, thank you for the 1. Phantom, thank you for the 5.
Somebody, you gave me wings, you helped me rise. Now I see through kind of eyes. You gave me something to believe, now I wear my name like a royalty. Yeah, everybody's a nobody until you make them a somebody.
Let's start this thing.
Here we go again. It's the same old thing.
Bowser, welcome to Band World.
Trying to talk to wins. They be bullshitting, spitting lolcow slang, scam Tommy and kick
Remo,
them out. You know,
thank you for the 1 gifted.
We're live on YouTube, ain't no pre-recorded games. Fuck around, you might get one in your brain. Hey, local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Now Boogie got his nipples tippled from a hippie Twiggy who was pretty but shitty towards little Stevie, and 50 years later we all paying the price. But Wings had things that only kings could dream on this history. He leaked to the show.
Danny,
and we all paid
thank you for
it
the
twice.
5 bomb.
And if page 5 stays high up in Wings' mind, like the burn shit in our eyes, then try as we might, we still pay the price.
Scooters, thank you for the 1.
Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you watching it. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Now KEEM's theme is the Scream team, but mainstream to his team, and later come clean that it was all a dream and he owns everything, and the Iron Team was him.
Yep.
And the stream deems Keem to be the meme king, and the meme queen is Boogie's lean tween who needs keys so she can leave, please rescue the kid. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Local, nigga, but it's the local. You be watching it, you clicked it just now. Local,
Bowser, upgrade to Cash Cow. Jethro Reacts, thank you for the redirect, dog.
But it's the local. You be watching it.
Spooky wife, always giving me that 1 for fun.
You be watching it, you clicked it just now.
Wings, 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 wings. Jen, welcome to Cash Cow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the absolute worst podcast on all of YouTube. You're watching LolCow Live. Final, thank you for the one. Thank you so much. Now, I do have TTS paused, and eventually at some point, we'll unpause them and play through everything you guys are saying that are going to be donating throughout the show. And to those of you that will be donating, thank you so much for your support. This is a special thing. Never been done before. There's never been anything quite like the LCU, the LolcowUniverse. You know, we've worked real hard to make this thing a reality. 12 shows running around the clock, 24 hours of content, each show running 2 hours each. To get this done was hell. It is. I don't know who could do this. I don't know who would do this, right? I'm a little insane in that type of way. Like if I know something's impossible, I want to do it more, you know? And the fact we were able to get it done is just, it's awesome. I'm so proud of it. You know, I think hosts in the LCU truly forget from time to time how much these fans truly love the LCU. They love it like I love it, all right? They love these shows. They love that there's that interactive aspect where you can call into the shows. You can join the members' Discord. You can be right there in the pit with all the hosts. Fans truly love this. One thing Becky lost perspective of is she thought she could just go on Queens and bash the LCU. Well, guess what? Her view numbers went down. Her money went down. Everything went down. And unfortunately, many hosts have not learned that lesson. I think the LCU needs to start doing this. I think the LCU has this issue. I think the LCU has this problem. I think the LCU is this. And a lot of these opinions where they're like bashing the LCU come from channels and shows that have not made it. They're not successful. So it's real weird, you know, when you see these people that you've pulled from the audience, you made them a host, and they're real opinionated at bashing everyone else and criticizing their shows and what their shows need to do. They look like a fucking retard. And then the fans don't support you because you're bashing what they love. The LolcowUniverse. I mean, it's like common sense. I think Xylee learned that lesson over on Rewind, you know? She had to learn that lesson the hard way. You can't just keep bashing the LCU and think the LCU is going to fucking support you. They're not. They're not going to. They're going to stop watching you. But that's something that we got to get fixed. Let me go through the entire list of our current shows. We have LolCow Cafe, which my recommendation to LolCow Cafe is, hey, you know what they want to see? You know what the fans want to see? They want to see you guys talking about the LCU, and they want to hear Tommy's opinions on the LCU, and they want to see Batgirl do stunts. That's what works for Cafe. That's what the people want out of that morning show. Cash, they're too new. I don't even know what to tell Cash. They're too new. They got to get in their groove. By the way, Bald Boy has been officially renamed. This is his permanent name because he needs a name. Named after a comedian in the from the 70s, John Belushi. So his new name is Belushi. Excited about that. Test. I don't really know what advice to give to Test. I love Test. I think Yo Mama's got that show running really smooth and really good. And I try to tune in and watch that as much as I can. Balls got to have more fun. They got to be more interactive. That's why I gave him Ball Boy. I mean, when I gave him Ball Boy, I mean, that show was fun. I think they should involve more hosts and be more interactive. Queens is Queens. It's always going to be Queens. Got nothing for them. This show, oh, we have to save that for the end. Bus is a complete disaster. It's unwatchable. It's an ADHD fucking mess. It's all over the fucking place. You cannot watch Bus and stay on track. You can't follow what's happening over there. It is unwatchable. Absolutely unwatchable. People get offended when I say this, all right? But view numbers are tanking. So I get it. The people that love Bus, I get it. You're a super fan, right? The general public, they're not watching that trash. I think Zay Zudit was just bitching last night that they only got 500 redirect from Bus. I mean, that's how far Bus is just... I mean, we knew this was going to happen, right? We knew this was going to happen. I will say Nightmare's done better than I thought he would. But, oh my God, that is not a primetime show. So Bus is either going to get recasted, pulled out of primetime. I don't know what's happening with Bus. We'll figure it out. Rewind's good. Rewind's cooking. They're starting to develop their own memes. That kill cam thing is pretty cool. They just got to have a little bit more fun. They're two on the straight and narrow. And that brings us to Nuts. Nuts. Albert's dropping the ball on Nuts. All right. I shouldn't have to set up a private meeting with Nuts. Albert's just dropping the ball because Scooter has plans for her show. And if Scooter plans anything, Albert's like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Well, you ain't winning anymore. You were winning when you had a plan for your show and you stuck to it. So Albert's dropping the ball big time on Nuts. Nerds, I don't watch it, so I don't have any advice for them. I don't watch that shit. Reaper's beating up people left and right. And I don't know what the hell is happening on Rebel, but best of luck to all them. I want to talk about Zay Zudit. Purple hair. You remember that? Zay Zudit has one of the most annoying voices in the world. When she opened her mouth to speak, you wanted to grab your speakers and just start smashing them. You want to close your laptop. You want to close your app. You were looking for the damn exit. If Zay Zudit, when she first tried out, was being broadcast in a movie theater, you would yell fire and run out. But you know what? Zay Zudit proved that she would be available. She would help any show. Whenever we needed an OBS runner because someone wasn't available, she'd step in and save the day. And she earned a spot eventually on Nerds. And then she worked her little fucking ass off and developed Nerds into a successful show. Just nonstop grind. We had a few arguments along the way, but Zay quickly stopped arguing with me and just did whatever I said. She found massive success. She's on Rewind right now, crushing it. I got other hosts hitting me up. Kid behind the camera was just telling me, he's like, damn, Rewind's good now. What the hell? What happened? You know? People are coming out of the woodwork being like, yeah, I watch Rewind now. You know, I got other YouTubers that are telling me they're watching Rewind to keep up to date with whatever the hell is going on in the LCU. That's how good Rewind is right now. But the important thing is, Zay just listens to me. If I tell Zay something, she just does it. You know? She just listens to me. Boogie faked cancer. And that was all brought on because he went on CoffeeZilla and he told CoffeeZilla he was making no money from this show, making me look like I'm scamming Wings and Boogie and not paying them. And it was a fucking lie. So I brought Destiny on to expose him for faking his cancer. I had popular YouTubers, current YouTubers, all reaching me out, being like, dude, you got to fire him. You're going to have to fire him. Lolcow Live is done and over with because Boogie faked cancer. KEEM, you're going to have to save yourself and step away from Boogie. You know, Tommy was convinced at the time, show's over, right? And he recently, I believe, admitted that he was wrong. But I knew better. I'm the guy that's been canceled 1 trillion times and always comes back. I knew better. And I told Boogie that if he listened to me and did everything I said, that he would be just fine and I would save his career. And he did. He went and picked up trash. He held a sign saying he faked cancer, got hit with water balloons, and he got the infamous tattoo. He did all that to prove that he was sorry. And during the cancer arc, and I remember this because it was Tommy's last paycheck, there was a check being sent to Boogie for $6,000. I want you to remember that. During the cancer arc, Boogie was making $6,000 a month. Boogie listened to me. The show kept growing. The show had massive success. The show blew the up. It got so big that Boogie was getting checks for near $30,000 a month. And I would argue that's because he listened to KEEM. Somewhere along the way, Wings just... Actually, during the entire process, Wings was there. He questioned everything I did. Any move I want to make, any decision, I want to do this, I want to do that. No, you're wrong. That's never going to work. That's going to fail. That's going to this. Remember Milkers? Like, I'm making Mafia Milkers, all right? This show is going to work. Nah, that show's going to suck. I'm like, stop telling me that. Just let me fail, all right? That show ended up making like $15,000 a month. You know, eventually it blew up. Right? But we got Savage back on. She's crushing it on Queens. I don't need the people that I'm making them doctor money. I don't need them questioning everything I fucking do. Honestly, I don't. It makes a hostile environment. And it makes me just not want to help you. Go fuck yourself. I feel like I've earned some credibility that I can make it happen. When Wings came back the second time, he was doing the same thing he always does. All right? Criticize every little fucking thing. They need to do this, and they need to do that, and they need to do this, and they need to do that. Like, bro, it's easy to say. It's harder to do. When Wings was back, he kept spouting privately and publicly that the reason why Live's view numbers were down was because of the other shows. That's the reason. It's not. It's not the reason. It's not. The show, content, quality of the content has done one of these. Go back and watch this from like 5 months ago. Show's so much better. The content's so much better. You know, it's like riveting. And then when Wings came back for the second time, you know, I was doing the docket. Maybe I fucked up. Maybe I'm partly to blame, right? Whatever it was, the content that me, Wings, and Boogie were making at the second time was not as good as it used to be. That's the reason why the numbers went down. It's literally that simple. It's always that simple. How many times do you hear host, I'm in this time slot. I can't make any money or do any views. Or they got like a million other excuses. It's always the content. The reason why numbers and revenue is low is always because of the content. Your money and your viewership is based on how good the content is. That's the only reason. Other things play little factors, sure, but the only reason is the content. It's always going to be that. You know, when Becky left, she left by telling everyone a disgusting lie. She told everyone that I laughed at her dead uncle. Wasn't true. She told Roxy that, convinced Roxy to quit. Then she used that pity party of a lie to go and build the BBU, right? She set up way in advance her exit. She started adding every top donator and being their best friend and getting ready to just take from everything we've given to her to go do it on her own. And for multiple reasons, I took myself off this show. But the main reason, the straw that broke the camel's back, was Boogie lying on my name and telling people in the Discord and publicly on shows that I wasn't letting him go to his friend Billy's funeral. That disgusting lie that he repeated over and over and over again opened my eyes. Oh, Boogie doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't appreciate anything you're doing. And I can't put the blinders back on ever since they came off. And I realized that Boogie doesn't appreciate a single fucking thing I did. I can't. So I step away. I still support the show, though. I give Boogie the best cast he could ever have. I give him Rastoff. I give him Scooter. Oh, he's going to crush. He's going to crush with Rastoff and Scooter. He's going to crush. By the way, how do I got 3,200 on a Saturday with just me? This must be some good content. I'm doing the meetings behind the scenes every single day. I'm asking these guys, hey, what's your plan? All right, tweak this, maybe do this. Maybe you want to cover that, you know? And we had this thing going, bro. 3,500 every single day. Yeah, I know we need to start all over again with a new cast or whatever, but it's fine. This is a good cast. We got this shit. And unfortunately, and this is just no one's fault, it just so happened that, you know, a family member of Rastoff's had a serious heart attack and he had to be out. And Scooter has to have a tooth pulled, which is getting pulled today. I mean, this is unfortunate things that happen, right? But the show must go on. Boogie all by himself did the best he could but the numbers tanked. That's not Boogie's fault, right? I don't blame him for that at all. You know, you're missing Rostov, you're missing Scooter, you're just trying to keep the show going. I'm not mad at him for that. But those numbers tanking was the justification in his mind that this thing is all going to crash and burn. Because remember, Boogie's believing Wings. When Wings came back, Boogie starts believing the reason why the show numbers are down is because of the other shows, because of the universe. All this bullshit that fucking Wings has been spewing, all right? Oh, this is the problem with the LCU. That's the problem with the LCU. By the way, can I just say, Wings of Redemption, Jordy, does not even have a golden play button. 15 years on the platform. He don't even have the golden play button. All right? So the fact that anybody would listen to Wings of Redemption on how to run a fucking YouTube, let alone what this is, multiple YouTube channels, I mean, that's just fucking asinine to me. I mean, you have to be a full retard to be like, okay, Wings. Okay, Wings. I mean, this is the guy that streams to 300 people and uses the same thumbnail in every stream. I mean, you'd have to be retarded to listen to Wings on how to run a successful YouTube channel. You would have to be dumb as hell. But no. Boogie starts believing Wings. Boogie loses faith in Scooter, loses faith in Rostov, starts believing that he's going to start making under $10,000 a month. He starts calling Boogie or like Mike and like other hosts saying, if I make less than $15,000 a month, I'm going to be homeless. I need at least $15,000 a month or I'm going to be homeless. I don't know what I'm going to do. He was literally telling people this, ladies and gentlemen. Now you remember, when he faked cancer, when that got revealed, he was only making $6,000 a month and doing just fine. Boogie is on record saying a check that he got from LolCow Live for one single month was his biggest amount that he's ever made in a single month on all of YouTube. If that's the biggest amount that you've ever made from LolCow Live in an entire month of YouTube ad revenue, right? Then why the fuck are you listening to Wings? Why the fuck are you believing yourself? I think you should trust KEEM. But he doesn't. So not only did Boogie stop believing in the LCU, stop believing in the moves that I was making for this show and the entire universe. Not only did he start doubting every single fucking thing, just like Wings always has, all right? But he started convincing himself this is going bust. The LCU is falling apart. It's over. He convinced himself of this. So he started looking for an exit strategy. I think the first move that he did was me not letting him go to the funeral. Then after that move, you remember that was like a month ago, right? You notice he's been streaming on his own YouTube channel quite often ever since. This whole thing with Denmark, all right? This whole thing with fucking Denmark. He comes to me and says, I told you Denmark was sexually harassing Desi And you need to stop. I don't remember that. Rastov doesn't remember that. Scooter doesn't remember that. None of us remember it. Sandman, thank you for the one gifted. Danny, thank you for the one gifted. We don't remember it. But he starts building up this fucking narrative that he is the victim and I'm fucking him over. As you've seen in last night's episode, for those of you that watched it, W's in the chat if you watched it, but maybe some of you have missed it. Basically, Denmark went on his show, Lolcow Cash, the world premiere, said he wanted to fuck Desi, had a picture of Desi's butt or whatever in the documentary that Boogie was a part of, right? And paused it and went back and made some comments that could be considered sexual harassment. But here's the thing. Denmark didn't know it was going to be perceived that way. Denmark was in a talking trash thing back and forth with Boogie. And at no time did we know feelings were getting hurt until yesterday when we had the meeting before the show. That's the first time I knew, Scooter knew, Rastov knew, and Denmark knew. And I'll tell you how Denmark knew that he crossed a line and he needed to stop and he needed to apologize. Because I told him right away. In yesterday's stream, Boogie flipped-flopped and got caught in so many fucking lies. I mean, it was hilarious. Boogie said, I don't care what Denmark says, but Desi wants him fired. And after arguing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, I threw up my hands. Okay, fine. Denmark is fired. I left the stream, and then Boogie had to deal with the consequences that him and Desi got Denmark fired because their fifis got hurt. And real quick, did the manipulator start manipulating. Desi doesn't want him fired. Desi never wanted him fired. I wanted him fired. But no, we actually don't want him fired. Y'all remember this? W's in the chat if you remember this. Motherfucker just lying to lie. So we hired Denmark back. Yesterday, Boogie tried to spin a narrative that I wouldn't fix the problem. That was a lie. I did. Immediately. He kept saying that I owe Desi an apology. And even after yesterday's show, not only did Boogie continue this bullshit, that I did something wrong. You know, the guy that saved his house, the guy that saved him from the cancer arc, right? Me. Not only did he blame the whole scenario on me, then he starts pushing a narrative because he can't be held accountable for his own actions that it's just a script. It's a script, guys. Well, in the meeting, you told me I had to do this. In the meeting, you told me I had to do this. He did that on our show last night, and then he did it on Reaper. And when I watched last night's Reaper episode this morning, not only did he do that, try to act like this is a skit, you know? He then went on Reaper to say, KEEMSTAR still owes Desi an apology. Boogie also said that Desi is so upset that she wants Boogie to quit. Remember that? Oh, I do. Well, since Desi has been behind all this, and not Boogie, definitely Desi. Desi, I have an apology for you. Here's my apology. Boogie's fired. He is no longer an employee of the LolcowUniverse. That's my apology. Now, there's no way Boogie or Desi could be upset about this. They can't. Because Desi wanted Boogie to quit and no longer be a part of this. So, Desi, you've got exactly what you wanted. Yesterday, when you asked me to make Denmark stop, I made him stop. Yesterday, when you asked me to have Denmark make an apology, I made him make an apology. Yesterday, when you wanted Boogie to quit, I have now fired him. You've gotten everything you've wanted. When I mentioned what was kind of going on, some people in the Discord were asking, well, Boogie's about to get the biggest paycheck he's ever got from YouTube twice because of the severance package. Yeah, I'm not paying that. You broke NDA, motherfucker. You broke NDA like 3 times yesterday, all right? You talk about our private meetings behind the scenes, something you're not supposed to do. You talked about money. Go fuck yourself. I ain't giving you a fucking dime. Go fuck yourself. Not a dime. Obviously, you get your last paycheck and stuff like that. But when it comes to the severance, not a fucking dime. Fuck you. You owe me. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, Boogie has 2 paths. He can go on his YouTube channel and stream and open up cards and try to find success any way he can. And I will wish him the best. And the other option I gave to him on the phone earlier today. He took the second option. And for those of you that are wondering the path that Boogie has accepted, it's this. Boogie2988 is now an intern and a co-host on a unpartnered channel called Lolcow Pit, hosted by Boogie and Glammy Lammy. Boogie, you are going to have to start at the very bottom in the LCU as an intern. And then if you do good, you might get hired as a host. Might not be on this show, but it could, depending on your good behavior, buddy. If you make it to become rehired and put as a host again, Boogie, I hope this second time you appreciate it. Go fuck yourself.